morning, everyone. We're off to another chilly start, but not as chilly as yesterday. I don't even see any ice in the bird bath, so apparently when we only get down into the mid-20s, we don't even get any formation on the side, so that's nice. It's gonna be gorgeous again. And I'm headed into town to do my normal Tuesday stuff. I'm hearing the chicken. I refreshed the water on the front porch, and by the time I went back out there, which was only like, I don't know, a minute and a half or something, Morris had gone around front, so I shouldn't have gone front first. Morris! Morris! He probably, after I put the water out, went back up the stairs, if I had to guess, but maybe not. We'll see. Hi, Mr. Chicken. You're awfully noisy. We get along better when you're not so noisy. Oh, well. The camera's not pointing at all where I wanted to point today. There we go. Sorry about that. Hi, bud. Here you go. There you go. Here he is. Good boy. Stripe's been in and out a couple times. Right now he's out, but he's not here. There he is. I just said you weren't here. Everybody likes to see you. Marty's in the house. He went out long enough to use the bathroom and he ran right back in. Hi. Hey there, I've got food. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Gray Gray. Hey, Gray Gray. We're on our way to walk. I promise I'll try to remember to pull the dash cam, but we were stopped by a person holding a stop sign, and the car totally understood that that meant to stop and stopped, but then the person was looking over their shoulder and half turning the sign to slow.
Trying to head faking.
Yeah, and the car like started a little bit back and forth, but didn't like take off like a rocket or anything, and finally when he flipped it over, the car at an appropriate speed went to the other side of the road and kept going. You know, pretty much what you would have wanted it to do, except for the human knew the guy was thinking about turning it versus actually proceeding to turn it. We wouldn't have did the little side-to-side jog that the car did, but it was still handled very well.
Yeah.
And the guy had no clue that the car was self-driving and didn't take him out, so that was probably for the best. Dawn was ready to take over.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, it feels nice out here in the sun this morning. The wind's not kicking up, so that's good. Oh, you might want your hat. Yeah, you're not short on hats now. We'll be laughing about that for a while. Well, I wish we had more time to walk, but still, we got in 20 minutes out in the sunshine, fresh air, picked up trash. It was good. Fuquay had a little bit of excitement yesterday, the wrong kind of excitement. The breakfast hangar at Aviator caught on fire around 5 p.m. through 3:30 p.m., some late afternoon. And thankfully the breakfast hangar was closed that time of day. And no one was injured, not the firemen from Holly Springs and Fuquay that battled the fire, nor the any patrons or anybody. And to be clear, all the rest of the Aviator complex is open for business. They said they're going to, rebuild it. Apparently, maybe the fire is said to have started in the storage area behind the building and then transferred over to the building and caught the building on fire. Those details are not firm, but if it started outside in a storage area, it makes me wonder if somebody set it. the owners came on and said, you know, please come support us, please, you know, the rest of our business, you know, everything that's supposed to be open is open, please don't feel, you know, please don't stay away. And I totally get that. And I even told Dawn last night, maybe we stop in over the holiday and have something. We've been to Aviator twice. Once we stopped in and had an appetizer and a drink in like the hangar bar area, the old train depot, and we did a video on that. And then another time when Brian from I Want Tesla and Kyle, and I think it was the day we went for our first FSD drive in Zeb's car. Yeah, I think and Kyle drove us to downtown Raleigh, and we were all hooting and hollering over that experience. I think it might have been that night. I think that's the only time Brian's been here, so it had to have been then. Yeah. And we went to the barbecue end because I thought that, you know, would be a good place to go in town. And our meal was a little disappointing that night, okay? But that doesn't mean it's not a good business. It doesn't mean they don't have great food. Obviously, people love the beer. They've added a ton of stuff over there, including a pizza place, and they're actually bottling, you know, put in bigger bottling facilities and stuff, and they employ a lot of people in town. And other than the fact that some people are upset about the loudness of the music at night, which I think goes right up to 11, and they live near it and they don't want to hear it, and they were there first. I kind of get that. But still, it was real. There's Stripe. Move, Stripe. Stripe, move. The car showed a person, not a cat. And Stripe is well out of the way now. I just pointed at the screen in case it showed a cat, but not in this case. But it definitely saw a moving, living thing.
It did. Making his mama home, getting back where he belongs.
Yeah, anyway, people went on Facebook and they said some nasty stuff implying that they deserved it, etc., etc., etc. And that was uncalled for and rude, and what a horrible thing to do. And people just don't seem to have a filter on social media sometimes.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Ruby looks ready to go. And the heat's going. She's all moved out for me. She's still pretty darn clean. It's all good. And then I have my helper. And it's not that I didn't have anything, but you got the important stuff. You got the vanilla hot coffee, and you've got the water bottle. You got steak, and my fork, which I will be eating here shortly, and water. It's hard to get me out to the car. I had the camera, the phone, and the pocketbook.
That's right. And Ruby had the door.
Right, exactly. Thank God. Yeah. All right, bye, Donnie.
Bye, sweetheart. Oh, I hadn't plugged her in, so she's down a little bit, but you got plenty of range.
I do, 151. Ruby put on a software update last night. The screen was cleared when I got in, so I almost forgot about it. I don't remember what it is. It must have just been fixes for the holiday update FSD release, which of course on Ruby is a little different than on the hardware 4 cars, but my phone did not automatically get hooked up to Bluetooth, and I can't initialize Bluetooth either, so I'm going to have to reboot here, which goes back to, you know, really after a software update, rebooting before taking off driving is not a bad idea. It's been proven in my car many a time, and your mileage may vary. And like I said, it's really nice out here, and I am on time / ahead of schedule today, so that's good. I'll wait till I get out here on the highway where I'm just going to be going straight for a bit, because I got to navigate these stop lights and stuff up here. Pay attention. Mostly it's a matter of, I don't know when it's really safe to take your thumbs off the scroll wheel, but it can take a while for the Tesla T to come up, and you can't really turn the wheel while you're waiting for it, which is how I was trained to do it. So I suppose if I get stopped at the one stop light up here long enough, I could put Ruby in park, and that would be potentially a better reboot, or a foot on the brake in park versus going down the road. But going down the road will fix the Bluetooth issue. 2025.44.25.3. is what I'm on, .3. Somebody was complaining this morning, asking Tesla to please stop with all of the long version or release software package numbers, and it's too much to remember. And I said, well, I used to work for IBM, so it seems perfectly normal to me. I don't know, I guess I was in a wise you-know-what mood this morning. But seriously, that sounds about right to me. Library package systems for software versioning have numbers in certain places for a reason, and they're usually kind of important, and I'm not sure you can just get rid of them. But Tesla could stop telling us what number we're on, and they can just roll it out, and you won't know. You'll just be on some version. And it's really only mostly influencers that care about what the number is, so they can tell you what number they're on. So I'm not sure it matters. Anyway, yeah, I figured I could have really raced for the light and it still would have been red, so I chose not to do that. All right, time to reboot. I'm laughing. She's coming back up now. Rebooting Ruby's like rebooting a Windows 98 machine or something. It just takes a bit. The newer cars are faster. She always comes back though. Right, Ruby? You always come back. Oh, I'm just going to let it think for a minute. It will connect back up to the internet, and it will connect back up to the Bluetooth, but it's one of those things where it's best just to let it. You know, when you try to start doing stuff on your computer before it's really done booting, it's just nothing but frustration and not a good idea. Well, it's the same thing with the car. Just get it a minute to acclimate itself and finish powering up its systems, and then go do what you need to do. I just want to listen to my book. I don't have, I think I can set it up so it'll play from the car, but I just play it from my phone through the Bluetooth. It makes everybody feel good that their app is included with the car, but in reality, I just let my phone manage all of that stuff. Maybe at some point it'll be slightly more seamless, but right now, I just let my phone manage it. I did have to manually connect my phone on the Bluetooth screen, but it connected up right away, no problems. Like it does that when you approach the car, but I'm not sure at what other intervals it might do it. Maybe it still would have done it after the Bluetooth, but I had waited a couple of minutes. I was tired of waiting. So anyway, I can listen to my book through the speakers now. Yay! Not the first time Ruby and I have done that dance. So I guess there were rumblings about Ford dropping the F-150 Lightning before they actually did it. But then they did that. Was it yesterday or the day before? Anyway, I was surprised to hear, since it has, I guess it's the most popular EV truck. Not by staggering numbers, but is at the top of the list. I read something about what they're planning to do, but it was a real press release kind of a thing, and I wasn't fully soaking it up, but I heard like generator or something. I don't know. I guess the bottom line is that they couldn't make money on it. So how long are you going to build it if you can't make money on it? At least I think that's what happened. Dawn seemed to think that was what happened, and I understand. And I guess, why can't you build it and make money on it? Anyway, that was a little unfortunate yesterday. Not that I think people should have gone and bought the Lightning instead of the Cybertruck. Clearly I don't, but you know, options, and other people electrifying and all that stuff is good. I'm driving here, not the car. I'm just trying not to slide the toll responder across the window too bad. And then it was pretty exciting to hear that we have driverless robo-taxis making their way around Austin now, where the pilot, robo-taxi program is. I'm in no rush for Tesla to speed it up or slow it down. I just wanted to work out for us in the long run. Us meaning Tesla owners, shareholders, people that are excited about the technology, us. I was glad to hear Kyle has some really positive things to say about FSD lately. It has taken an exponential leap in goodness here in the last, I'm going to say 18 months. Obviously, we have robo-taxis in Austin now, so it has to be pretty darn good or we wouldn't have that program happening. There's a second Cybertruck I've seen today just in front of the Y there. Or maybe that was actually an X. You always got to look for the split roof, high roof, split roof. Even as a Model X driver, sometimes at a quick glance, I'm not sure. Probably from the side, well, obviously from the front, it's a little easier with the opening on the hood and stuff. But it's pretty exciting times for FSD, I think. Haters are going to hate no matter what, but it's just pretty exciting times, I think. I really want to be in Ruby. I love Ruby. Ruby's everything I want in the car, seriously. But, you know, there's a part of me today, it's like, oh, I want to drive Hardware 4. I don't want to get rid of Ruby. I just want Ruby to drive like Hardware 4 cars. I could drive Ruby another 10 years and it would be fine with me, but maybe not on Hardware 3. Obviously, there will be no fast upgrade path for my Hardware 3 car. Even if they start doing upgrades, they'll do them on 3s and Ys first before they get to the X, probably. Although Ruby's been on an upgrade path before, so we know it's possible. Because she's been upgraded before and the 3s have never been upgraded. So I don't know. But I figure it's a long path to maybe them upgrading her. But we were watching Stephen Mark Ryan and Farzad and some other people as far as the, you know, driverless rover, no safety driver in the robo-taxis anymore. Let me get the terminology right before somebody busts me. And it is an exciting time. One thing I heard yesterday, got time for, looks like there's no room for me up top. I got to go down bottom. That means I make the second turn. Yesterday was people, computer people, security people talking about the new Dashcam information being added to the video and talking about how easy it would be to make Tesla look bad by editing the video. I think mostly they were saying editing it to remove or to add the fact that the car was in FSD when it was a real driver that did something stupid. And I'm sure there are people out there that would like to do that stuff. And then there's other people that said, well, surely Tesla took this into account and they know how to mitigate that. Or maybe not. I don't know. But I did agree that it would be nice to understand how foolproof, non-tamperable the dash cam video is with the overlay of the how you're turning in an FSD and stuff like that, because there's going to be lawsuits. There's already lawsuits where people are using that footage. I don't know how helpful the footage is to making things stick, but probably it's certainly helpful on the scene with police officers trying to assess fault and insurance companies trying to assess fault. As far as litigation in the courtroom, I don't know how good it holds up. And I don't know whether putting these things that all of us want to see on there, I think pretty much all of us would like to see it. I don't know if putting that on it makes it more foolproof or less, if it's secure enough or not secure enough. You know, I'm familiar a little bit about photos and the EXIF data. And there are tools to manipulate that, although the average person obviously doesn't know how to do it. I mean, even Google Photos will let you go in there and make a correction to the time and date or something, which might be important for how you sort things. I've done it a couple of times. So I know you can change the photos. I'm sure you can change video. Will we be able to detect if it's been changed or not? Well, probably not on social media when you're just seeing the output video, right? But in a court of law where the video has to be turned over and stuff, maybe. Or get it thrown out if there's any thought process. I mean, bottom line is Tesla's still going to know what the car did on their end, right? They're still going to know the data from the car, whether the car was an FSD for a certain given time frame or whatever. They can still, if you go as far as the Tesla where they store the data, I think it's good. But a quick post to social media about the car doing something it shouldn't have done, well, that's not going to be so, possibly won't be so easy to disprove and could be a problem. So we'll see. I've saved some dash cam clips now. I saved one this morning in Robot, but I still haven't pulled it off on the phone. I'm going to try to remember to do that in the chiropractor now. It's 10:52, so I'm early, and that's why I didn't rush out of the car. You know, oftentimes I'm getting here later. Anyway, let me go in before I do use up all of my spare time, which I am prone to do. I don't see anybody on the sidewalk today. Maybe it's too cold for them. I don't really care that they're out here, but setting off Ruby's, you know, Century one or more times every week when I'm over here walking close to the car is just kind of not great for me. It's not the end of the world. It's just kind of not great because I try to pay attention to that. You know, I don't miss getting up at 5:30 in the morning, and I don't miss having to stop what I'm doing at the house to leave to get downtown on time to pick Johnny up. But some days I really miss not being on the road more. Seeing various things, doing fun things out and about, stopping in at other shopping things. I really do miss it sometimes. As with most things, there are pros and cons. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning for me had become pretty unsustainable, mostly because I wouldn't go to bed earlier. But it was, you know, it was having an effect on my health for sure. And I'm not sure I fully recovered from it yet. But I do miss the out and about. But then when I get out and about, the traffic and the people, they kind of upset me. So maybe it's just for the better anyway. Well, the appointment after me canceled, so it was my lucky day. I got extra time today. And we did the full pad on my back versus the 2 concentrated paddles. So it kind of went in a few extra areas, which is nice. I brought my jacket in the car, but I don't have it on, and it's okay in the sun. I wouldn't want to be out here for more than 5 minutes walking door to door, but it's not too bad. Well, it sucks that they don't have anybody at the garden center here at the Lowe's, and there are some trees out here, but there's also a bunch more inside, and I don't know how they expect to sell them if they don't have anybody out here. I mean, I'm sure you can go inside and get someone to come help you, but, you know, people want somebody to be accessible for assistance, I guess. But this Pokemon Go, getting from level 73 to 74, I've got to get 200 kilometers of walking, something like that. So, I figured it wouldn't hurt me to get out and walk inside through the store. That's all I'm trying to say. It does look like pretty much all the rest of the Christmas stuff is 50% off, so I'll double check and make sure I don't need anything. Well, I sure don't see any sign that they're on sale. The red dragon that I'm interested in is still in there. And I might have somebody, I might go to the checkout and have them scan the barcode just to see. Make sure. But there's still a pretty good, you know, bit of stuff out here. I didn't see any must-have Christmas trees. The thing that tempted me the most was Scooby-Doo inflatable at half price. I'm going to tell you a little story about buying this brick after I put the cart back. So that was the only thing I wanted to buy today. And I went to the self-checkout inside the store because the garden center is closed. And I looked at the lady. I said, I think you have to help me ring this up because there's no barcode on the cement stones. And she said, didn't you get the number for it? And I said, no. I said, it's $3.48, but I don't know what the number is. And she's brought over, I said, you've got the book with all the stones in it and the prices, right? And she said, no, it's not in the book. And I said, really? So she went and she brought the book over, and there was one hexagon stone in there, but it was half the thickness and twice the width. At least that's what the picture looked like. And they said, well, this is not the right one, but you can ring it up and see if it rings up 348, because that's what it's supposed to ring up. And she's talked to the lady who's usually at the garden center checkout. And she said, yeah, those aren't in the book. It's all new stuff. We can't ring it up. And I said, well, how about we find it on the website. I said, this is not a new stone. This is old Castle products are sold here all over the South. I said, I've been buying these here for months, maybe even years, and they're not new. And they didn't offer to send anybody to the garden center to get the barcode if they didn't know what it was. And they handed me the book to try to find it, because I know what my stone is, right? Well, it's a hexagon, so it's kind of a interesting geometric pattern, and I guess I would sort of expect the cashiers to be fluent in things people might come through the checkout with, but maybe she was new, so okay. I mean, I don't mind looking for it. I've had to look for stuff at Walmart before because I can't find the dirt either. So finally she grabbed a chocolate bar and she rang it up for $3.48, and she let me get out of there. Have somebody in the garden center during daylight hours, especially during the Christmas season when people are still trying to go buy Christmas trees and stuff. And make sure you got the books at the front register that will ring up the stuff customers might show up with, and have a computer system where you can type in hexagon and it gives you all the options in the store, and probably stone or hexagon stone, and the search will pop up a couple of items and you can pick the right one and ring it up. I mean, there's so many ways to fix it, right? It was kind of a fiasco. Now, I almost always have a good experience, and all the stores or all the cashiers have a down day, and I'm not trying to slam Lowe's. Today I didn't have a good checkout experience. It cost me an extra 5 minutes. It wasn't that big of a deal. It just could have been better, right? I can see, as a customer service representative for IBM, I can just see so many ways to make it better and people to do customer management a little bit better. And I looked it up on the website and I found it right away. You know, I did have a little trouble. It wanted to know my store, and it wanted to get me to sign in so I could buy stuff and come pick it up. And I just the website, I wanted to tell the website designer, I just want to look at the inventory. If I get serious about shopping, I'll tell you which store I want to know if they have it, and I'll sign in so you can have my credit card. But just to come browse, you got to make it so the person can get there really quick and see what they want. So I did finally figure out how to get it to show me the home page and the inventory and get past all of that other stuff. And because, I'm standing there and people are backing up behind me, and nowhere on that screen could I find the item number so she could key it in at the register, or the barcode. Because, a lot of businesses now, when they can't find something or they want to do a price check, they go out on the website and they look and they see what it says out there, or they find, that's how they find it even. So I was surprised one of the employees didn't offer to go check the website. But even when I checked the website, I couldn't find the item number. I think at home on the browser, I could probably find the item number if I wasn't feeling so pressured with people behind me. Anyway, being out in public and not on Amazon, it's always an interesting experience. So I hope my 70-cent coupon and my plant pot that will sit on that stone in the spring were worth it. Well, I hope to find a few goodies today. I hope that everybody in here shopping sounds well. It's pleasant outside. There's a lot of rental cars today, so I couldn't even think about getting over on the side. There was these huge pickup trucks, and I know I parked near them last week when it was raining, but that was a little different. Most of them don't even fit in the space allotted. And yeah, I just didn't want to deal with that today. Besides, like I said, I need like 200 kilometers of walking before I can go from 73 to 74. I've done the harder things, but there's no getting past the number of steps and distance required on that thing. Pokemon really does motivate you to move. So I haven't even gotten a good start on it. But the weather we've had this week, I haven't been out walking around in the yard as much as usual. So anyway, parking far away is good. I see a 50% off sign. Maybe that's the rest of the Christmas stuff. They would definitely be trying to move it now. It says furniture. Christmas is 25. Christmas trees are 50 though. We got some nice cotton napkins. A mini flag that says joy and has cardinals on it. A card game. And I think there was one other thing in here. Oh yeah, the kitty cat solar dancer. I'm launching the Dashcam viewer to show you guys a clip. So it definitely looks different, and you can see the stuff up on the screen. Forgive me because it's just the first time I've looked. So, oh, don't tell me it's going to do that today. I'm coming in on 64 I'm at Whole Foods now, from Guardian Angel Apex. I'm coming down 64 here, approaching the Walmart. Yeah, you could see it there. I'm sorry, I got distracted by realizing the light turned yellow and I wasn't paying attention. But as we see the light turn yellow, don't look at the yellow light that I went through. Look at the guy on the lawnmower over on the side of the street, right as I'm going to the other side of and I slowed because of those cars, or I'd been fine. But see, he's on his lawnmower. He's on his lawnmower, and he has a blower in his hand, and he's blowing crap out into the street. I'm trying to see how I can stop it. I guess I can't, at Ruby. Anyway, I wasn't too happy with him, as I'm sure you'll understand. But why can't I pause it where I want to pause it anymore? I mean, I can't, if I back up, I can hit pause or play. But once I get down here, once I move it over, okay, well, I can pause it there. But I want to pause it like now. See? He's got that blower in his hand, and he's blowing that crap right out into the street at Ruby. So I was doing 29 miles per hour. I was in full self-driving, and it was definitely today. I think it looks good. I like it. Don't blow at my car. Don't blow crap out in the street, guys. It's not cool. That sure is a lot of turns to get to the house today. I just wanted to say that I'm sort of starting to get used to this. It does kind of help me to remember I should navigate somewhere, maybe. And, not now, that same Dollar Tree, but, earlier today when I was leaving Guardian Angel, it had Whole Foods Waverly Place. And obviously that was the next place I was going, so that was helpful. And I have stopped in at Harris Teeter or Dollar Tree on the way home, but not often enough I would think the car would remember it. And having home there is convenient. So I'm warming to that difference on the screen. I'm noticing it's saying 33 minutes this way and 34 minutes this way or something, but it's taken me the 34-minute route. I actually don't want to do the shenanigans, but maybe there's a reason. But as I go down the road and it knows I've picked this route, I'm hoping it's going to offer me to just stay straight, and I can see if there's really a reason why I need to go the roundabout way versus straight down. I mean, it's only 3 o'clock. it shouldn't be that much traffic building yet, one wouldn't think. And it's not Friday, so people aren't taking off early to start their travel for the week. I don't know. We'll see. I can take Arthur Pierce and make the little loop around Westlake School and come out the other side, and it's no big deal, but it's several extra turns, and you know, like, not if I don't have to. Wow, I just had a Maki, followed by a Juniper, followed by a Lucid coming at me in the other direction. Whoa. So the sign over there says Southern Oaks Gravity Sewer Outfall Project Phase 2. Withers Ravenel is the contractor. City of Fuquay-Varina and TA Loving or something. I'm not entirely sure what's going on up here, but we have a person with a stop sign stopping us. The right lane is supposed to turn right and can't go straight through. I noticed the light's out, but there's a lot of construction stuff happening up there. So, I don't know. There was a lot of construction here end of summer in this area with regard to the sewer project. The same one going on, you know, a couple miles farther over by us. But anyway, they're doing something over here. We're fixing to go past that house. I was disappointed wasn't lit up the other night. It'll be on the left as we go through the light, whereas we came around the corner and made a right turn the other night. So we got construction, and we got a traffic light out, and we got somebody several people involved in directing traffic. Hopefully all these people over here on the right know that they can't go straight and are where they intended to be, and don't all expect to come left with entitled movement. I will be so glad to get out from in front of the mom in the Honda Odyssey minivan behind me. I turned into the neighborhood, and there were 3 Fuquay-Varina Police Department people there and several people walking on the ground. So obviously I was going slower than faster at that point, and for a good reason. And they had the storm drain lifted up, so maybe there's a cat down there or they're trying to rescue somebody. Has to be a reason why they've lifted the storm drain up. But the mom in the Honda Odyssey behind me, she is not happy to be behind me. Well, it's not my fault the traffic was held up back there for 5 minutes with the flagger. I mean, I didn't do that. Oh, goodness. It's always something. It took me at least 10 extra minutes to get home tonight with the holiday traffic. The traffic at Hilltop Needmore coming in to town was backed up 4 stoplights worth or something. I don't know. It's holiday season, and there's extra people on the road, and we have so many people that live here now, and like, either stay home or leave the house with patience, one of the two, because the lack of patience is just not really going to get you there any faster, and it's just dangerous. I try really hard not to leave the house if I can't be patient. If you're having one of those days, stay home and relax somehow. Or try. I don't know. I'm sure she's had a long day and probably got kids in the car fighting, and you know, I've been there too. So yeah, they're obviously doing something serious today. You know, I'm really surprised because they haven't been doing a lot over here. And you know, we're leading right up to the holiday now, and it's super cold. So why are they over here today? Or why all this extra stuff happening today? I don't know. And since he's in the middle of the road, I'm not sure if he's trying to tell me to stay or go. Alright, I didn't want him to feel like I was filming him. I wasn't really filming him. I was filming, and I happened to come upon him. He didn't do anything wrong. I would say that I'm super looking forward to them totally getting done with this project over here, but there'll just be another project somewhere close right after that project, and there's no end in sight for it. It's not happening here. I Got yesterday's video done, and now it's teriyaki kebab time with all the fixings.